Hello and welcome to Sweet Seconds in Style. My name's Tushar, and today we're very fortunate to be joined by two people I absolutely admire. It's absolutely, like a dream come true for me, where I've been manifesting to speak to this person, understand, what's his collecting journey been, and what are his insights to future collectors. I have the pleasure and privilege to introduce Mr. Manoj Lulla. It's an absolute pleasure, and obviously Mr. Teerath Doshi. Both of them have sort of shaped the way I've looked at watches, both as something you enjoy wearing and something that you can pass down to future generations. A little bit about your watch collecting journey. Where did it start? Who shaped it? And how did it grow?
Well, actually, my journey of watches started very early. I would say from 5th or 6th grade. And I started collecting watches, like actually, I remember buying the first HMT also. And then it went on to Swatches and stuff like that. I remember at that point of time, there was a brand called Benetton that made watches too, just like Swatch. They didn't get as popular as the Swatch because of the clothing line. But in school itself, I had many such watches. I think I had a watch for every day, like 30 watches during school time. So.
Nice.
Crazy.
And is there any one individual who sort of shaped your ideas? This is what you should look at, or did you sort of collect material or read about it?
Well, my dad had quite a decent collection. I mean, like he had the basic, that Rolex President, he had a Dunhill, then he had a Cartier Tank. My mother had a Chopard Happy Diamonds and a Cartier Panther, whatnot. So I saw both of them were extremely good-looking people, and my father was in the fashion business. So traveling abroad often, seeing all these stores, seeing all these hoardings, and of course, at that time we didn't have the Instagram or any social media. You saw them in business magazines like Time, and you see this famous Patek cat. You pass
it on to the next generation.
That's when I started seeing this stuff, and then just kind of got into me, and that's where the journey started.
Right. But now we know you have this affinity for Rolex, but can you tell us a little about some of the other brands that you like or you collect, and why do you like these other brands apart from Rolex?
See, whether watches, cars, or any such items, you always connect certain things to certain memories. For example, totally offbeat from Rolex to buy a Mickey Mouse Gerald Genta, right? As kids, we watched these cartoons, we've grown up, so something that takes you back into memory, just like me. So I think that's a very, very special watch. Yes, they were limited numbers, but brands like this that go out of the way. And in fact, Gerald Genta was one of the guys who designed the Patek also. So he's one of those greats. And I think that's a simple watch, very understated. So only connoisseurs will know what it means.
Yes.
So you don't generally buy stuff for others to see, but buy for your own personal satisfaction.
You like it, you wear it.
Yeah. And if I may bring Teerath into the conversation, where did the connection between you two happen, and which was the first watch that sort of cemented the relationship?
So, Teerath is the OG watch guy in Chennai. I mean, he's the first guy to show luxury watches to Chennai, which is a very big thing. And of course, now you have many players, but the OG remains the OG. And I think the first time we met was to buy a Frank Miller.
Right.
Yeah, Frank Miller. But I was
2004. So
2004.
20 years ago. And I had already had the Daytona when I was 19, so I didn't have to go after any Rolex. It was a solid gold Daytona,
Right.
back in the day when I don't think it was like the Anandamani of that time. Nobody in 19 had a Daytona Rolex,
Right.
So I was looking for other watches like Frank Miller and stuff like that, and that's how the journey started. And I got all my friends
I was just about to say
who are not at all into watches. Spoke to them about watches. The thing is, it's not about buying these things for yourself. I believe in sharing the passion with others. And I think seeing a watch in somebody else's hand also brings a smile on my face.
Right.
So I think...
No, he's one of the few ones which I know that he enjoys other people wearing good watches, and he, recommends, and people take his recommendations so seriously. And you can be, what if Manoj is recommending something, it's done, then he has to buy it, and he would go ahead and buy that. And I'm telling you, he's recommended so many clients, so many customers to us.
Teerath, a little bit about, when you all spoke about watches, did you all talk themes or did you all talk brands?
So it's been a I think it's a combination of both. If you ask me, it's definitely brands would definitely make. There is always, whenever we talk about any watches, it's about the mechanism, about the look of the watch. At the same time, what is doing well and what is in right now in the industry. So it's all a combination of all, I think. And let me tell you that Manoj has got a good eye of watches, so he knows what he wants specifically. So it's always been easy, and I just have to amplify what he is asking for.
So Manoj, we've understood your passion for watches, but how does it connect to the cars?
Yeah, so I've been on this journey. I mean, you've heard of this guy, the Sikh guy who matches his turbans with the Rolls Royce. They said, why can't I match every watch of mine with my car? So then it started off again with this SLS. I told Teerath to get me an Omega, the Snoopy. And if you see the back of the watch, you've got something written about the stars. And Mercedes is a star. And the watch is a blue strap. So all in all, it was a perfect match with this car.
What about the Porsche then?
So Porsche, you see, it's like a gunmetal grey, like, you know, one of those, what they use in warships and stuff like that. So I thought a titanium grey AP would match it. So that's to match the Porsche.
Let's talk about the Ferrari then. What watch actually pairs with a Ferrari?
See, this Ferrari, though it's a modern Ferrari, it's got a lot of the cues from the Ferrari from the 80s and the 90s. At the front, I mean, now it's you can't have flap lights because it's not it's for the pedestrian safety. So they've done as a wedge chip to make it feel like it's a flap light. And even the rear's got those 4 round Ferrari lights. So I thought the retrograde Mickey Mouse will go with this retro-looking modern Ferrari. And it's got the same red strap, red color. And the Mickey Mouse retrograde matches this perfectly.
And last but not least, one of my personal favorites and my favorite one of one.
Let me tell you about this car. I'm sure I know about this car for sure. This matches to his Richard Mille for sure. It's just exactly the same strap, same color strap he's got, and I think it gives the DNA of the car and the watch matches a lot, I guess.
And the other thing is, it's also Philip Massa.
Right.
Massa race for Ferrari. The Ferrari. So it's just perfect. All the 4 go with all the 4 cars, 4 watches.
So, I mean, you've amassed, the watches and the cars. What's next? If you could give us a little bit about an insight into the future of because you have the vision, you pursue your dreams. So what's next, if I could put you on the spot?
Yeah, well, that's again a very unique Ferrari that I'm going to Atelier. So if you see, this is the first Atelier Ferrari in India. So go back in the history books, is the first guy in India to do Atelier, to do a historic paint and do an OPEC. So the next Ferrari is also going to be extremely unique. Nobody in the world has done it that way. And there is a special watch already waiting for that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Any interesting knowledge or wisdom that you'd like to give to people who are probably starting their collecting journey?
Sure. See, my thing is, don't go after big brands straight away. Begin small, enjoy the whole process. Take it in. You need not be a day 2 or day 1, and you lose. You start off with maybe a 2-door. Try and collect, and something that connects with it makes you happy, basically. Like the Mickey Mouse. It's
yes.
a journey, some journey. If you're a car guy, something to do with Gulf racing, something to do with tag. So you kind of build that journey. There should be some meaning behind buying that watch, and not just to show off.
Sure. I'd also like to ask Teerath the same question. Teerath, for consumers or enthusiasts who are just starting, they'll probably walk into Helvetica and say, what's right for me, and what would be the right thing for them to follow?
Yeah, I completely agree with what Manoj said. I think it's for watch collection. Definitely, it's a journey. You have to start with the basics and then go up the ladder.
Sure.
For somebody, the basic might be a Swiss Tissot watch. Starting from there and going up to the Pateks and the APs on the Breguets. But then, it's a journey. As I said, I think it's a collection is all started, and I think you should have all type of watches is what I feel. It's not just not necessary just gold watches or maybe just steel watches. I think you should have a collection of all watches, maybe a leather strap, maybe a rubber to make it more sporty. Maybe a steel gold with
Very well
full
said.
formals.
Very well said.
And a full gold for big occasions. I think you should have a mix of everything.
Okay, one last question. So, is there a particular material like a rose gold or a carbon, or is there a particular material of watch that excites you?
There's no material necessity. If the watch looks good,
Yeah.
depends what material you use.
Sure.
But then if the watch looks good, look good any material, even steel for all you know.
Yeah.
It all looks. I think it all depends on the combination of the dial, watch, the shape of the watch. I think it's
The strap.
what looks good, as he said it, right? But now the interesting part is what you asked me is about the material. Is a lot of brands are trying new materials now.
Right.
Like Rolex coming out with the Jubilee Gold this year, which they have launched. Then Breguet coming out with the Breguet Gold again, which is very special, and they're making their own gold,
Right.
shades of gold basically. So
Can we walk this way?
so it's very interesting now. People have started using, the brands have started using new materials, and it's an amazing thing to see right now.
And
It's
I think
just not only steel, yellow gold, rose gold, or white gold. Now there are different gold which are coming into it.
so. Manoj, Teerath, thank you so much. It's been an insightful journey, and we really enjoyed your views. And I'm sure people who are hearing this will take a lot of insights and incorporate into their own collecting journey. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, pleasure to have you at our home.